Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever time of the day it may be for you. Welcome to Mother Base Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Todd Sauceda, and as always, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Alex Capello and Benny Garza. But before we get into today's episode, we're going to send a shout out by way of 99lives.com, which is a great site, a great service with some great music that you can use in your YouTube videos or during your Twitch streams without a worry in the world. You just need to credit the artist whenever you get a chance. So remember, head to 99lives.com to find some great tunes like this one. Enjoy.
The Duck Hunt song.
The Duck Hunt song.
Yeah.
What the fuck did that even... I don't even remember what
intro
that...
to Duck Hunt.
I don't remember what that was.
It's Duck Hunt.
I know, but I don't remember what it sounds like. 8-bit pixel
8-bit bleeps and bloops.
music stuff. You're looking it up now, aren't you?
I have it somewhere around here.
Capello is back. Hi, Capello.
Hello.
You're back from
hell.
From hell.
We resurrected him.
The dead.
Through dark rituals in association with the
We got
cult.
we got John Constantine to help us out. How are you? What's going on? What's new? What's good?
Hell was pretty fun. It's a lot of fire, sure, but there are a lot of fun people there.
There are a lot of fun people.
Walt Disney,
Hitler,
John Wayne.
John
Wayne's in hell, man. That's good. Well, we're glad to have you back because Sam, if you notice, I know you told me you listened to it. Oh, that's what it sounds like. That's right. God. I mean, you play that game, you listen to this shit. No, it's just the intro, right?
Yeah, it's just a very
like,
intro.
while you play the game, there is no music.
I don't think
No.
so.
No, right?
Just the duck come
Just
out,
the duck
you
and
shoot,
pack,
you miss,
pack.
the doggo comes up, he laughs at you, ha, what a bitch, you can't hit a single fucking duck. How are you gonna do against these? And then he throws two ducks out at the same time, and you shoot, and you miss, and he comes out and he laughs, and you're like, ha, you fucking asshole.
I want there to be a not safe for work version where he's like, at some point, he's so fed up with you that he just shoots you because somehow a dog can just grab a gun and shoot you.
I'm pretty sure somebody
If a
made a
dog can
mod
laugh,
where
a
you can
dog
shoot the
can shoot
dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
That wouldn't surprise me.
The dog can laugh at you, the dog can shoot at you.
Yeah. Speaking of, actually, real quick, speaking of old
Shooting
Nintendo...
dogs.
Not shooting dogs. goddamn.
Speaking of shooting dogs.
Speaking of taking dogs out back and shooting them, what's going on?
Well, no, but so as a lot of people, I think I'm surprised how many people were actually looking forward to this. But the Nintendo released that NES Mini Classic this past Friday, yesterday, as of recording on Friday, and so those things were not available for pre-order.
No.
First come, first serve.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
how you make them run out real quick, because
Yeah.
you only supply stores with like 3.
Val told me that.
And then they're in short supply. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
we can't help you.
Basically, Val told me that the Best Buy in front of where she works, she told me there was a line all the way around the building.
Ooh.
Shit.
And I can't imagine that they got that many either.
No.
I cannot imagine. It's like, this is the thing, I've been in line for stuff that I know I'm gonna get, right? So how do you like come to the, do you ever come to do those people come to the realization that I'm 80th in line, I'm not gonna get this thing? Like, I'm not, especially when you know it's so limited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, I'm guessing that those people, like, really hold out hope that there's going to be more. And I'm sure, like, a great deal of them are misinformed, and they're not aware of Nintendo's tactics, and so they just stand in line for no reason. But, yeah.
And they hope, and they lie to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
There's
Twitter...
going to be one for me. It's going to have my name on it. It's going to be perfect. A magic doggo will come and give it to me.
I don't think
It'll be
Duck Hunt
wonderful.
is in that 30 games.
It should be.
I would.
Well,
at the mention,
I think it wouldn't, because you would need the attachment to light gun it.
Well, I'm sure you could, like,
Yeah, you could.
rig it up.
You didn't need the light gun to play it.
Yeah, the light gun
Really?
was...
I always played with... Well, I never actually played it without the light gun.
The thing is, like, you originally you did have to play it with the light gun because that's what the peripheral was for, but I'm sure there's a version where you, like,
Quick question.
joystick it.
Did you guys ever cheat at Duck Hunt?
How do you cheat at Duck Hunt?
So you turn a lamp on next to you, and you point the gun at the light, and you shoot.
Does that work?
Yes.
You're kidding.
Because of the
Really?
technology that it uses. So the ducks are essentially white squares.
Yeah.
When you shoot, you get like 2 frames where everything turns like like black and white, and the duck is a square, and the camera on the thing will look for it. If it's in the view, which is a white square, it's a hit. If it's not in the view, it's a miss. So you just shoot at white. The camera sees white. Oh, you're hitting the block.
That
hit, 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 hit. Reload, hit.
I think we just broke the news with this. We need to start telling people.
You guys didn't know that?
No,
I didn't know that.
I guess
I didn't play enough of Duck Hunt.
I guess I had too much time in my hands with Duck Hunt.
I don't know if that game is in the 30 games.
It might
probably
not.
is.
It might not be because of the light gun thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it probably.
Really, that's the main appeal of using
Duck
the
Hunt.
light gun.
I mean, that's
like Guitar Hero. Like, you're not going to play Guitar Hero with a controller, even though there are people
you
that
can,
have.
and there's a trophy that revolves around it. Why would you? I don't fucking know.
Why would you do that? Yeah, that's a little weird.
Why give people the chance to not buy the guitar?
Also,
Like,
Nintendo, if that system came with Duck Hunt, they'd probably sell you that for $30 separately or something. No, not even. Okay, $20, $15 maybe.
No, Nintendo brand, $30.
Shit.
$30.
Apparently that like there's like a wireless NES controller that they're selling separately. It's like that one's like $30.
Really?
Or something. I could be it might be third party.
Speaking of like odd prices,
yeah.
do you get but do you know the price for the 2 move control ones?
It's $100.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's fucking ridiculous. I'm so glad. Like I'm not gonna get a PSVR for a while, but I have like 2 sets of those in my closet, so I'm fucking good.
Make sure you charge them.
Yeah.
The batteries do die.
Yeah, I know.
And they become fucked.
It's kind of ridiculous, but scalping, sort of.
Yeah, and you can probably find them like
You can
the
get
old
them like
versions
$20.
used.
Yeah, you can get used ones for $20 each.
Yeah.
It's not that, isn't that terrible.
I mean, you already pay at the same time. You are already paying $400 for that thing, so spending $20 for each is not gonna.
It's not that bad, but when you buy just the VR headset,
$100.
yeah,
that's a quarter of the price of the headset.
And then, like, considering it's such an old ass fucking peripheral, and that needs to be updated.
Yeah, it's business. Yeah, and I guarantee you they did sell, because that's for the people that didn't get the version that like you and Danny got
set,
that with all of that, because you saved like what $50 probably on that.
I think so, and not just that, they have to also go look for the PlayStation Eye.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I mean the PlayStation camera's not that hard to find, so that's
what's the price for them right now?
I think they went down in price actually.
Down?
Yeah, they went down.
I would imagine they'd go up because of VR.
No, they went because they re-released it with VR. It's a different.
Yeah, it's a
the
new
one
model.
you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Oh, well, you got it with the package. Yeah. I think right now it's like, I think it's like $40, because regular price is the price of a game is $60, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But going backwards a little bit, I saw people on Twitter, like I saw this one retweet I saw of a video of these two mothers fighting over one of the NES classics at a Target.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was, that's Black Friday. It's a prelude. It's happening now.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, it was horrifying, but also kind of funny.
Man, is it just the nostalgia fighting, or what
I mean,
is it?
It's all nostalgia. I like the
it's
idea.
It's also the holidays.
Yeah,
and it's like, a little NES, my kid is gonna want one, my kid wants one for Christmas.
They'll play it one day and then they'll put it away.
May I add, concern the mother, fuck you. Your kid doesn't want a little NES with 30. Yes, it sounds like a lot. It's 30 games. Those graphics don't impress the kids nowadays.
You're right.
Nowadays, kids want the Doom.
The kids also play the Flappy Bird, so
Yeah, the Flappy Bird does entertain every now and then. But
I mean, the thing is that they're still fun games.
Oh yeah.
If I had a kid,
if you have a kid and you don't know what to get him for Christmas, and the kid's not telling you what he wants, like he's saying like, I don't know, whatever, then fine, that'd be okay. That'd be awesome.
If I ever had a kid, I'd want to introduce him to these games that I grew up with. Now, me personally, I really don't care for NES games, because that wasn't when I started gaming, and I really don't have an attachment to like the original Legend of Zelda or the original Mario. I think the first Mega Man is there also. But if they ever made a mini SNES, I would really get behind that, because Nintendo still owns Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, and Super Mario World, plus like a gigantic library of really good SNES games, including Donkey Kong and
Castlevania.
Castlevania.
There's you could just get the All-Stars cartridge that comes with all the Super Mario.
Yeah,
So fucking good.
That one was also really good.
I remember playing that as a kid. It was so fucking good.
The SNES had like some really good shit there. Like I really don't care about the NES.
Yeah.
But if they came out with a SNES, I would be really excited for that.
I think I was mentioning this to Sam yesterday. I would really like if they put out. It'd be really cool if they put out an N64 Mini.
See that? Yeah, that would be cool.
Which I think would probably not cost $60 because, I mean, that would probably be like $100 maybe.
Possibly.
Because 30 N64 games, they'll justify saying, hey, these are all 3D games, blah, 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 stuff like that. But I think I would dig that. But yeah, I don't really have an attachment to the original Nintendo per se. But I think that, I think for some people it's like a way to, it's also I always talk about preservation. So I think this is a good way to,
Yeah, it also
for game preservation.
Yeah, it's a good thing to note that like these are all old games that you would pretty much, unless you have a working SNES, you would have to emulate.
Yeah.
Like now you can just buy that and you have 30 like legit NES games. Yeah. Which is a good thing.
Yeah. Some of them obviously are on like Virtual Console and stuff like that, but not all of them are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine if this obviously this is doing well for them. Like obviously, like it's impossible to find now, but I would imagine if that's a green light for them to continue and say, hey, we're going to do this for all our old consoles and put out, like maybe every other year, put out, hey, we're going to put out a mini NES, SNES, 64, and that's probably as far as it would go. It'd be cool if they did stuff with a
mini,
a Game Boy Micro kind of thing again.
Extra really Micro, cool. Micro Plus.
There you go, something like that, yeah.
I'd like to see, because Nintendo has a great stock of Game Boy Advanced games.
Absolutely.
But, like,
GBA released a fuck ton, man.
You can't find them fucking anywhere. Like, you have to emulate them.
Yeah. Capello, would you go apeshit for a mini GameCube?
The GameCube, I really liked it, but I think starting at GameCube, it's not necessary to go mini anymore. There is like a couple of games that I would really like to replay from the GameCube. Like, there's no good port for Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. There's no good port. If I wanted to play that game, that's the one that you have to connect the GBAs, right? You can connect you connect GBAs to them so that you can play multiplayer. Yeah. So that was a really fun game for me, one that I really liked, but I cannot play it because Dolphin does not run that thing well, and there has been no good port.
Is there a good port of a good emulation of a Rogue Squadron from the GameCube version?
It's possible.
That was a really good fucking game too.
Yeah,
but I think that for those in particular, like you going past the N64 era, they would probably just say, "Hey, we're gonna release those for Switch
or for Virtual Console
on Switch." Yeah.
I'd really like that, considering Squeenix is working with a Nintendo.
Yeah.
I would like to see a port of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, because that was super fun.
Yeah.
And it's been a while. I know it's not the most popular game, but it was a really good one for me.
If anything, I would say to anyone listening who's looking to get one of these things, because I have a feeling
you're late.
Obviously yes, but if they do release more for the holidays, which I think
they likely will.
Which they likely will.
The first wave was probably like the Gauge Interest wave.
Yeah, but it's very clear that
it got hotcakes ranking.
Yeah.
So the next one would be Black Friday. A small wave on Black Friday and Christmas.
Or before Christmas.
Before Christmas, like come on now, we have a few. Oh, I'm sorry, we're out. Try next week, we might get some more.
Sam told me that at the store, his manager opened on Friday. That's when they released, right? That he got like, I don't know, he didn't specify, but he made it seem as if his manager got attacked by some lady for not having enough. And it's like, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
He's not, he's
not making them.
He doesn't make them, and he doesn't control the supply.
Back off, lady. Your kid can live without it.
Exactly. This is the thing. If anyone's listening and they want to get one, don't fight over it. If you can get it, get it. But if not, just relax. I think that's one thing I can tell people to relax.
These words all we want.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop
No, it doesn't.
the mob that's willing to trample over a lady.
Just don't add to the mob.
To get that good price.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that price is not going to change.
No.
But you're saying in general.
Yeah.
Black Friday's coming up real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get ready for the trampling. Someone's going to get trampled.
Oh,
it always happens.
It happens every year.
I think last Black Friday was really tame compared to the last couple of ones.
I did not participate, so I wouldn't remember.
Like things like Cyber Monday are really
so fucking convenient.
Helping out the whole. Please
Chaos.
don't go out and trample people. You can buy this online and it'll be just as cheap.
Plus, a lot of retailers are doing the thing where they're putting up their Black Friday sales before Black Friday.
Yeah.
So I think Best Buy literally starts soon, next week.
And throughout the whole month they're gonna have specials?
Yeah, basically. So when Black Friday comes, because it has become a concern of safety, they want people to chill, but they also want people to still come into their stores. But also with the expectation that's hey. A lot of these things aren't going to be here, but they're so great deals that you don't have to kill somebody else over. You know what I mean? So if you're someone looking for that, or going to go Black Friday shopping, don't add to the mob. Just chill.
Just wait for Cyber Monday and get it on Amazon.
Do yourself on Amazon or Newegg or whatever you're looking for. That's all I'm going to say about that. Hello, thank you for calling Game Supplier. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for the new NES. I really need it for Christmas. How many do you have in store?
I don't have any, sir. They're all out.
What do you mean they're all out?
They're all out.
Well, when are you getting more?
You can ask Nintendo. Goodbye. Hello, thank you for calling Game Supplier. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for the new NES. I really need it for Christmas. How many do you have in store?
I don't have any, sir.
What do you mean you don't have any?
I'm not in control of the supply.
Well, when are you going to get more?
I don't know, but you know what? I can take your number down and I can tell you when they're coming in.
All right. The number is 956.
Hi, welcome to Game Supplier. How can I help you? Hold on for a second. Yes. I'm sorry, sir. We don't have them. I have a phone call to take. Okay. Yeah. What do you need?
Do you have the new NES? I've been looking for it everywhere. I'd like to buy one.
No, okay? No, we don't. So, go to another store. Thanks for calling Game Supplier. Look, I don't have a lot of time. I have customers. Tell me what you need, quickly, please.
Yes, hello. My name is Agnes. I'm looking for the Nintendo, honey. Yes, the new Nintendo.
Listen, Grandma, I don't have them. We're not gonna have them, and they're not fucking coming in. So wait for a while. Call back.
Oh my!
5 months from now, okay? Go take care of your dentures. Bye.
Well, I never.
This is what do you need?
Hey, I'm looking for the new...
We don't fucking have it. We don't have it. Stop calling. You know how many fucking calls I've gotten today? Look, go ask Nintendo. Why don't you fly to Japan and fucking ask them yourself? Because I don't have it. I don't control this. I am not Nintendo. I get paid minimum wage to work here. For the love of fucking God. Stop asking me about the goddamn Nintendo. I don't have it. I don't have it. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Nintendo. I was looking for Call of Duty.
But yeah. So, Capello, we didn't talk last week about Blizzcon, which had just happened, like, the day before the keynote stuff happened the day before we recorded. We decided not to talk about that until you came back, because it felt weird not talking about that with you.
I have some stuff to say.
I'm sure you do. So, we can probably just get started.
Yeah, I want to cover the Andromeda stuff.
Oh, we'll
first?
do that afterwards. It's fine.
Fuck that lady. She can wait.
Fuck that lady. Mass Effect is a lady?
No, Andromeda.
Oh, Andromeda's a lady.
Yeah, sure.
Is that a name? Do you think that'd be a name for a woman?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's at least a couple of women called Andromeda.
Andromeda. Yeah.
So, like,
Also, I believe that's a character from something.
Andromeda.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Stargate show subtitled Andromeda?
Yeah, there's
right?
I believe there's a
Stargate.
game named after that.
Andromeda. Well, now there is. It's called Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect. Andromeda.
Yeah.
Fuck that lady.
So, Capello, we don't have... So, I'm going to be very clear to anyone listening to this. I don't have an outline like I usually do. So, we're going to wing it a little bit. Capello, where do you want to start out of all of the games that Blizzard talked about in their keynote?
Well,
Dead Rising.
yeah, there's one that we can just mention in passing because
Sure.
not a lot happens, which is StarCraft.
Mm-hmm.
At BlizzCon, StarCraft had a big StarCraft or Shoutcraft Kings tournament, I believe, which was hosted by Total Biscuit and several of the prominent StarCraft
Shoutcasters?
Yeah, casters. It was a pretty successful tournament by what I've been seeing from TB. They had a packed arena, which is really cool, considering that he wanted to do things in a WWE sort of fashion. Mm-hmm. The fact that people came out with signs and
That's pretty cool.
To support the cause and support StarCraft is a cool thing. The other thing StarCraft related was that they officially announced that D.Va was going to be a voice pack. Mm-hmm. D.Va being an Overwatch hero.
Yeah.
And who, in the Overwatch lore, that's what she plays. She plays StarCraft.
I love that.
Yeah,
She's
great.
a professional
cool.
StarCraft player.
It's pretty cool. So yeah, they're going to add her voice to StarCraft as a announcer, basically, during matches. And I don't know if she appears during campaign, but probably just during matches. So yeah, that's what happened in StarCraft's front.
I think the one thing, something else that happened that maybe is on the lower side is that there's new co-op commander missions.
Oh yes, that's right.
That are coming out November 22nd.
Which
the third and final set of the Nova missions.
Apparently, those are really fun.
Yeah.
I was watching TB and Jesse play through the commander missions, and they look pretty fun. And it's nice to see that there are more of them coming.
Yeah. It's something I've said before, but I think it's so cool that, StarCraft has been out for 4 years? StarCraft has been out for 4 or 5 years now?
Something
I love that they just continue updating their older games. We've seen them do it with even older games, right? There was the Diablo 2 patch that came out 6-7 months ago. It's what the fuck? That came out of nowhere, right?
Speaking of updating older games and Diablo.
Speaking of shooting old dogs.
Speaking of shooting old dogs. Diablo is getting Diablo 1 dungeons in Diablo 3, which should prove to be a pretty fun, actually. Now, I'm not... you have your phone now, Todd, so you can tell me. Are they planning to bring the entire campaign to Diablo 3, or is it just dungeons?
I believe it's just the dungeons, so you can't, travel to, what's the city? To Tristram?
Tristram. Yeah.
Tristram. You can't. That I understand is that you can't do that. It's basically just the dungeons.
Which how do you do that? You just
don't
it's gonna
know.
be like a new option before you start the game. It's gonna say play.
It might. They'll probably do something like that.
And when is this gonna hit?
Within the next year, I believe.
Yeah, it's coming out sometime next year.
Is this gonna be like PC Master Race, and the systems are gonna get updated at the same time?
That's usually how they... Well, the way that they do it is usually they update the PC version first and then console gets its stuff. But usually, I don't think console was really far. When Reaper of Souls came out... Well, actually, when Reaper of Souls came out, it immediately released for PS4 I believe. PS4 and
and Xbox One.
Mhm.
Yeah, or even last gen consoles also on PS3
Yeah.
and Xbox 360.
Yeah, I don't think updates will really be that far in terms of for PC and console.
Yeah, but I think it's cool that there's more content to,
Yeah.
Especially when I think a lot of people we mentioned it 2 weeks ago now that Diablo 4 was something that people were expecting.
People were losing their shit. They were drawing conspiracies about it and everything.
Yeah.
It was like they were giving away dice bags, and in that dice bag there's a D4. Diablo 4 confirmed. Shit. No, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I need my Diablo 4 bug out bag.
Right. I still think that's a possibility. Maybe that maybe that's something they maybe announce next year. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, there's always like rumors of Blizzard making this or that, and it's always a possibility that next BlizzCon or something they'll announce something new. Because for the past 2 years, not really anything new at
Just
BlizzCon.
Overwatch was the newest
Yeah.
the newest thing, right?
And like almost everything else, like they've announced at other venues,
Sure.
like the World of Warcraft expansion, Hearthstone. They announced at Gamescom.
Did they really?
2012,
I think it might have been 13.
2013,
Yeah.
maybe 15, 16. No, it's been 4 years already.
Okay, so 2012
So
then.
2012.
Yeah.
Like they've announced a lot of other, like I think even Diablo 3, like they didn't announce at BlizzCon.
I don't think they did.
Or no, I think they announced Diablo 3 at BlizzCon, but they announced Reaper of Souls in another venue.
I think they announced Reaper of Souls when they announced Diablo for consoles. I think.
Possibly.
I think that's when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's a small hope that there's going to be something new soon.
Yeah.
But like Blizzard has 6 well-established games now.
Yeah.
And
they're all running at the same
yep.
time, which is
Yeah,
incredible if you think about it.
And they're all getting updated regularly, you know.
And they're all golden geese.
They all do really well.
Golden geese laying golden eggs
So
and not getting shot in the back.
this is an uncomfortable theme you keep running with, but it's
Todd is getting us scared.
I do
Spook has been given to him.
I do like that the Diablo 1 stuff is free because that's just going to be an update from what I understand. Yeah. So the only thing that's going to cost money is going to be the added Necromancer class that they just also announced at BlizzCon.
Which the Necromancer is from Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Zul? Literally just Zul?
Zul is one of them. Which they added the Necromancer to Heroes of the Storm this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting because it was almost like a foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
And people really did like the Necromancer class. Yeah, that should be really fun. I'm totally willing to redo the Diablo campaign just to play
a different class.
Yeah, to play a Necromancer.
I probably would.
Yeah, and that's coming out next year, but there is no
release.
No price either, because they are going to charge for that.
Are they?
Yeah, they are going to charge for that.
They said that because they gave us Johanna for free.
Yeah, the Crusader
Well,
Crusader came with the Reaper of Souls.
Yeah, but I mean, it's part of the expansion.
It is confirmed to be a paid download content.
Okay.
This is the thing, like, I don't think they would charge more than $15 for that.
I mean,
Well, for a character?
Yeah, I don't.
I honestly, I think they'll do the Heroes of the Storm model and charge 10.
10 sounds okay.
So
Or believable, I should say.
The pack itself is called the Rise of the Necromancer, and it'll also come with an in-game pet, 2 additional character slots, 2 additional stash tabs on PC, a portrait frame, pennant banner, and banner sigil.
Standard hero stuff.
According to TV this week, it seemed like a lot of people at BlizzCon didn't they were into it, but they weren't as excited about that as they were for the Diablo 1.
Well, shit, people wanted Diablo 4.
Well, yeah, of course. So I guess, but I mean, you're still getting something out of it, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's another reason to play the game, well, I mean, hey, that's good too. To continue playing Diablo 3, I mean.
And to be fair, Diablo 3 has so much randomized content and redoable dungeons and replayability that, you know, it's something cool, you know, something to look forward to, especially with the Diablo 1 dungeons like coming up.
That's right. It's double the fun right there.
Yeah,
You could just go ahead and set it on, what was it? Hardcore. That way, if you die, you can start over from the beginning. And it gets randomized. So keep that shit on hardcore.
Yeah. But I think that was it for Diablo stuff.
Yeah. Now, what I would have really liked to see is them remaking Diablo 1 in
Like,
the
entirely.
in the new engine.
As a standalone.
That would
Yeah.
be fun.
Okay.
That would have
I
been
think
really cool.
the one people lose their shit over the most was 2, right?
2, yeah. 2 is it's considered the best one. Because there's just so much.
2 remade would have been nice.
2 remade would have also been really good.
A
but,
quote unquote remastered.
them putting the Diablo 1 dungeons in is cool. Them actually just making Diablo 1 an engine would have been way better.
Yeah.
Like, I doubt you even really have to add like the old heroes anyway, because they're all there.
Does that mean you're gonna fight Diablo 1 Butcher?
I mean, the
It's
Butcher was
technically
there
from the dungeon,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Butcher was in 2 also.
The Butcher is a reoccurring
Yeah.
character.
So yeah, like it's likely.
With all that content coming out, I would like to go back, because I have your copy of Diablo 3 on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to pick it up for the PS4.
Did you ever finish it?
Eddie and I started playing it for a little bit, but we didn't get very far.
I remember joining you for one
Yeah,
session.
you did. Yeah, I think we were like at the third or fourth. No, the second or third like major boss, or something like that. So we played quite a bit of it. but
Have
not-
you ever like actually finished that game?
a
though?
Diablo in full? No.
No.
No, there are always games that I just tinker with for a while, and then like I say I'll eventually come back to it, because I do like especially with Diablo 3, I like the idea of playing with other people.
Yeah.
So
I believe Ben and I we completed the original campaign in one sitting, and then we put it away for a while, and then we came back to play Reaper of Souls. Which I mean, the Diablo campaign not very long, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the complaints when Diablo first came out.
It was
Which
like
is,
a 4 hour?
It's like I don't know, 4 hour, maybe like 4 to 6 hours.
Depending on your difficulty.
Yeah, and it really felt like they spent more time like making the cinematics than they did actually adding content to the game.
yeah.
Which was a shame, but thankfully Reaper of Souls came and fixed a lot of problems.
With the Loot 2.0.
yeah, with
which
Loot
fixed it
2.0.
a bit.
And that stupid fucking real money auction house, that was just a terrible idea.
It went down instantly, didn't it?
No, it stuck around for a while.
It stuck around for a while, but then people found a major fucking exploit.
What was it?
It was one that allows you to have infinite gold, or that to continually farm like really large amounts of gold, would destabilize the economy.
Okay.
Like it ruined everything, and suddenly like people were buying things that should have been like $100-$500 for free. You know, yeah, it was a bad exploit, and it kind of screwed up the auction house really bad.
Yeah, but that all this new content, like I said, has piqued my interest to like go back to it at some point. I know I can probably pick up Diablo 3 on PS4 for dirt cheap now, because it's been out for like 2 years.
Probably.
I think. Yeah, which is good.
The Reaper of Souls.
So that's, I think
Nephilim.
that was
just
it for.
disappears.
What does that mean?
Nephilim?
That's
the name
It
given
depends
to...
from what you are.
Well,
no, but
what
there's
you are.
that is the name of something, right? Like,
yeah,
and it has
it's the name of the first children of Earth that were born from angels and demons.
oh, okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Which is the same thing that they attribute to the Nephilim in Diablo.
Also,
The main characters, they're supposed to be Nephilim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
That's why
born
they're
from
so
angel and
super-
demon
Angel and
parents.
demon.
Yeah.
That's a fucked up divorce.
Coincidentally, did you guys hear that there's a group of people that believe that the statues in Egypt are two sides, and that they believe that they were Nephilim,
Really?
like that they were super people.
Oh, that's
essentially.
interesting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that like something that just came out, like in terms of belief, or
No, it's just a
Something
group of
that people have
that
believed for
fucking
some time.
believe that. Yeah.
that's interesting. I love ancient Egyptian history. It's fascinating.
It's crazy bullshit.
It is some crazy bullshit.
I mean, there was a trial where they would chuck you into the water, and like if you floated, you were pure.
Yep.
If you sunk at least a little bit, you're unpure. So we can kill you. you lied. You're probably lying about something, so we have to kill you now. There was another one where like, what was it? The pure can hold burning hot rods without being burnt. That's horrible.
Is that like Egyptian? Because that sounds like witch trial stuff.
That might be witch trial, but the chucking you into the water, I'm pretty sure that was Egyptian. And there was something about your heart. Oh, once they kill you, they weigh your heart, and if it weighed less than a feather or some bullshit, you were really pure.
That was afterlife stuff.
I think so.
Yeah, that was like Anubis puts your heart on a scale with a feather, and if your heart weighs more than the feather, then you are a bad person, and you go to Egypt hell.
You want to know what's one horrible torture technique that I learned from the Egyptian times?
Please tell me.
You know, milk and honey is really delicious and everything, and you know, there's the land of milk and honey, and it's wonderful. Well, milk and honey can also give you diarrhea real fucking hard. So what they would do is they would put you in a machine, essentially, like, you can't move, and they would force feed you milk and honey, and then they'd chuck you into the river. You would just float downward with diarrhea and essentially die of dysentery.
Man, the Nile River sounds like hell now.
I mean, it was never supposed to be good.
I guess not.
There's crocodiles in there.
There are crocodiles in a lot of places, including the Nile River.
I think crocodiles are only in Egypt.
Oh, what? The crocodile.
Yeah, the crocodile.
The alligators.
Alligators are
in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Louisiana gets gators.
Florida.
Crocs are.
I think crocs might solely be African.
Africa?
Yeah.
Probably.
Alligators are like everywhere else.
Gators are thinner.
I think gators
Crocs are whiter.
I think gators were fatter. Like you can tell because crocodiles have like a long snout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that show? What channel was it on? Was it like Travel Channel or Discovery Channel? About these like competing gator hunters in Louisiana or the swamps of Louisiana.
It was in Louisiana, yeah.
Yeah, but do you
it
know
was
the
from
name of the
Discovery
show?
Channel. Oh, I don't know.
Was it called Gator?
No, it probably
It was like Gator Wars.
Gator-
No, it wasn't.
It was some.
It had to be something like
Gatorade.
that. Gatorade.
Gatorade.
No, but I remember I watched it because of how hilarious it was.
Like they would they'd rope them from the snout, and they had like a 22. So it's just so they would make the smallest hole into the face.
Apparently, it's good business.
Well, I mean, people pay good money for croc leather.
Yeah.
And
Alligators,
people are starting to eat the meat now, so it's
Really?
more in demand. Yeah. You ever heard of what was it, gator wings?
Gator
Holy
nuggets,
shit.
I think.
Gator nuggets also.
No.
Yeah, they sell them there at Woodrow's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've actually eaten their gator. I think it was gator nuggets.
Yeah, they're really chewy.
I mean,
Not really my thing.
does it taste gamey?
I
I mean, I would imagine it would.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
I mean,
since
describe
I've
gamey.
eaten them.
Something like a gator.
Something like a gator.
Something that you just kill.
Well,
Like a
are cows
hare.
gamey then?
Like a buffalo.
A buffalo.
I mean, I guess it depends. I don't know. I don't know shit about animals, okay? But I know we're totally going off rails, but I remember this one episode of that show where this guy from Italy comes because he's the guy who makes boots.
Take a dog to the back.
Yeah. He couldn't even start that sentence. Like our audience is gonna have no fucking clue what you just said. But we know. We know.
So,
shit.
there's an episode where one of these gator hunters has this Italian guy that wants to know what the process is like of getting the actual, the
meat.
Yeah, or no, like the
Product.
The product. And it's funny because think about getting on a boat in Louisiana. You're gonna have like water boots, you're gonna have overalls or whatever the getup is there, and this guy came in like a suit and like really nice boots, like dress boots. And the guy
You know what? The guy probably thought he was going to a gator farm, not catching wild gators.
No, he knew that he was gonna go catch gators.
Oh, okay.
But he just thought it would. I don't know. But the gator hunter just like looked at him like, "Nah, this is disastrous. I don't know what's going on."
We
here."
gotta get
like he
you
was
in a
very
suit.
serious about Like, it's a weird thing. But anyways, there's no way to transition out of it. A hard transition is needed here.
No. Wait, well, let's see.
There's nothing.
Hold up.
Okay.
Gators, right?
Yeah.
What else is left?
So I believe there's still Hearthstone stuff and Overwatch, which I do want to talk about Overwatch stuff.
Right.
But
Yeah.
The Gators.
Let's
They're
actually,
a lot like the Omnics,
the Omnics.
and we have to fight them back. Speaking of Omnics,
Let's
here's
talk about,
Capello with Overwatch.
let's get into Hearthstone first, because there's a lot to.
Oh, fine. Just fucking
I
shoot my segue.
I probably have the
It's
most
okay.
to talk about Hearthstone, so we can do Overwatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously they finally officially announced
Sombra.
who is right now playable in like the test server stuff, right?
The PTR.
I think that's not on console,
That's
right? Just on
computers
PC?
only, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, she's really good.
Uh,
have you seen her overview?
I saw the video, like the intro video thing, and
Okay.
it is so cool.
But you don't know how you haven't seen how she works.
Gameplay? No. From what I've heard, is that she's like a distant cousin of Tracer or something.
Well,
Would
that's
you
how
agree?
her weapon works.
Okay.
But
yeah.
her skills are pretty damn interesting. So what she can do...
She's a hacker
is
of sorts.
Yeah, she can hack players and hack the healing stations.
Okay.
She's gonna hack the world.
So
That too.
when she hacks a player, they lose their ability to use skills for a certain amount of time.
Oh,
When you
jeez.
hack a healing station,
Uh-huh.
the enemy team cannot use that healing station. Only your friends can. Not just that, the healing station produces the healing packs significantly faster. Aside from that, when an enemy, her passive is called Opportunist. When an enemy has low health or in a critical state, she can see them through walls and everything. Kind of like the infrared sight from Widowmaker. But she just gets it the moment someone enemy has low health. So you can trace that down, maybe hopefully burst them and get out of there.
She seems like she could be a real annoyance to the enemy.
She
She also has
be-
invisibility and a teleport. So
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Obviously,
she-
very limited. Like
uh,
time that you can that the power is in usage though. Right?
yeah, but she's also really fast.
Yeah.
Like she's probably like super squishy, like Tracer.
200 health.
She's a 200 health character.
200 health, which means she's up there with, what's it called? 76?
Mm-hmm. McCree.
Widowmaker. I think Widowmaker was also 200.
Wow.
And that's on the lower end of all the characters.
That's considered average. Tanks are usually like 500-600.
Yeah, that makes
which,
sense.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the squishier characters, which are 150. Those are considered squishy. Like
Zenyatta.
Zenyatta, Tracer. I think Mercy's 200. I could be wrong on that one. I don't use Mercy a whole lot.
I think she would be 150. Because she has, I feel like all the supports got 150 health. Except maybe Lucio.
Ana? I think Ana's 200 also.
Ana might be 200. I haven't looked into the health ratios for Overwatch, so it's something along those lines.
Genji.
But I've seen a lot of people, like a lot of people have been saying, Sombra is a meta-changing hero. And I can see that, like, for a lot of competitive people, but I feel like a lot of the casuals are just going to play her like the spy, which, just get behind an enemy and...
Wait for someone to be low health. Brrr,
Yeah,
brrr, brrr.
basically.
Her alt is also very interesting. The Super Hack Nova. I don't know what it's called, but so essentially she makes a super bomb, and any enemy caught within it is silenced, essentially. They can't use any other skills.
Okay.
So you can also use it mid specials.
So it's like a skill EMP bomb.
Kinda.
Okay.
So let's pretend Lucio does his alt. You use your alt, and all the overshield disappears instantly.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah, that's
that's-
pretty good.
It's a hard Lucio counter.
Can you, like, stop Mercy in the middle of, in the Heroes Never Die?
I'm gonna say no, because I imagine there's a startup time to it, and I feel like Heroes Never Die is like just about instant.
It's nearly instant.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like I think it does have a startup, but like once you start it, like
Unless you just do the single person hack, and while she's like Heroes Never hack,
that's possible.
maybe.
So yeah, Sombra's pretty cool.
do you think it's a character that you'll play? Like, is someone that or
I'd give her a shot, but
Okay.
like I can't say like maybe in a group of friends she would definitely be more worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going into quick play match with
Yeah.
a
Solo
group
queue.
of random people, it'd be a little more difficult.
Wow. Apparently, the stations that they had at the Blizzcon, it was literally like what's the player count? Like 6v6.
Yes.
And so it's like
No.
six
Yeah.
Sombras versus 6 Sombras, which
Sombras.
is like, I bet you that's what the test servers are like. Which is disastrous, I would imagine.
Well, they did do major changes to other heroes, so like I'm sure a lot of people were testing Sombra, but you know.
I mean, that's what that server is for. Any patches that they're working on and like want to test out, they send them there.
They send them there.
And then from there they get, they take your opinion on what you think and everything,
Yeah.
and whether they need to tone it up or tone it down, and that goes into the patch, the update for the whole game.
Sombra v Sombra sounds so annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's essentially who can hack faster.
Yeah.
Hack, shoot, invisible, teleport, hack, shoot, heal.
The one thing I did like is that her character changes the play of the game thing. I love that, where it's like it's as if someone else is getting play of the game, but then she hacks
Just
into it and she gets it. I fucking love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Also, like that's at the same time it sounds like it's a little cruel to whoever's
Yeah,
gameplay they're
it's-
showing.
it's like,
oh, I got
oh,
it.
I
Play
got-
the game. Oh, shit.
Aw, God
Got
damn it.
hacked.
Yeah, that sounds
Damn you, Sombra!
that sounds mildly cruel.
Like, I can't imagine like the guy who's like, "Oh my god, I finally got play of the game."
So-
Aw.
I feel bad for that kid.
And then he went to X game store and traded in his copy of Overwatch, which I hope to be playing very soon because I might be getting my internet back sooner than I
Ooh.
thought. So
Ooh.
that's the first game I'm gonna.
Are you
pick
gonna get
up.
it for computer or for PS4?
I'm gonna get it for PlayStation.
All right.
Danny, the other weekend, Danny begged me to get it for PlayStation. 'Cause
Dude,
that's where he plays it.
I'll play.
Oh, you
Danny
played there
will
too,
play,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have it on both, don't you?
No,
No,
I do
just-
not own
just
Overwatch.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh,
only on the
sweetness! We can get a full group. I can get Sammy to pick it up. Again.
There was my concern that like I legitimately wanted to be able to pass my info to the tower, like onto the computer.
Which you can, I assume. No.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like
because
you'd be
I've
able to
already
link
put
accounts.
money into it. Like I've purchased like I put like
packs
$20 into the
into the
little
boxes.
boxes.
Do you make a Battle.net account whenever you do
That's what I don't
Overwatch
remember.
on the...
Do you remember? If you don't remember, that means you probably didn't. Because they didn't have that for Diablo, and it's a totally different game. But like they didn't have that for Diablo on console.
Yeah,
that's
there was
But
no
if
need
they
for a
if they
Battle.net
worked
account.
that would be amazing, man. To have the ability to just move your info both to and fro from
Yeah,
the computer to a system.
That would be nice.
that would be. But yeah, I hope to be playing that very soon. Because I feel like that's a game that's gonna stick around for a while. I would like to play like Titanfall and stuff, but I think that it's so unfortunate. I really think that by the time I get to it, a lot of the audience will have dissipated.
I mean, I was in it, and I found matches fairly quickly, man.
Oh yeah, but like,
There's one thing that I don't like.
okay, well,
People are fucking...
bad at it.
No, they're just... You run in, and there's like 3 people in 3 different corners just waiting for you to walk in. I'm like, welcome in. You're dead.
So camping.
Yeah, people camp fucking hard.
Sambra's
at least the last 2
actually-
matches that I played.
Sombra is actually going to be really good against campers. Because, like, since she has invisibility,
Yeah.
you go in, you tell your team, hey, there's 3 people in each of these corners, and then you get, like, 2 bastions to come in. Just,
Fuck everyone up.
yeah, it's going to be good. You know, I do see that the Sombra's going to change a lot of things for the game.
Yeah, like I think anytime in any kind of game, any kind of multiplayer game where a new kind of like character class based games, I think whenever a new character is added, that changes everything. Which also means they have to rebalance a lot of things for like every other character, right? Because there needs to be a counter.
Like, to some extent, like, it's, like, when Anna came out, not a lot changed, really. Like, she was just another,
She was good for teams.
yeah.
Because mainly the ability to amp someone and the ability to make someone go to sleep, which was fun.
But she didn't, like, shake up the meta or anything.
Not a whole lot, I would say.
like for Sombra, it's a little bit of a different story because her kit is so interesting and varied, and it can do a lot of damage. Not only like physical damage, but like to team compositions and the actual map as well. You know, because she controls the healing things, and then she
can silence.
Well, because she can hack other things.
From what I know, it's just healing stations and people.
I think she can hack Symmetra's turrets.
I'm not sure.
And they start working for her.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure on that one. That would be good, though.
That'd be interesting. I feel like there's another thing that I'm missing, but...
She reminds me of... Because I think a lot of Overwatch's inspiration comes from like Team Fortress kind of games, and Sombra seems like a scout / spy kind of character, because a spy could hack into people's
I can't wait for Blizzard to add hats.
The hat business.
There's already skins. They don't need to add hats.
They already showed all of Sombra's skins also.
A lot of them look pretty good.
The legendaries are real nice.
Yeah.
The legendaries are, what was it? Los Muertos, and I forgot the other one. But
like Dia de los Muertos?
No, the gang in...
Oh, yeah,
in Overwatch is Los Muertos. And she has a skin that's that.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
So get ready to spend money looking for them skins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you already have some pre-built up gold.
Sure, yeah.
Just buy.
Any last words on Sombra?
No, she's cool.
The Shade.
She's a cool character. Yeah, she looks like a cool character. And anything I love that I love the idea of them just like continuously releasing new characters just so I can see their intro video thing. Because those always look fucking awesome.
I'm waiting for them to make a movie. Here's hoping to any day now.
I mean, like shorts that they release on YouTube or something, yeah, but they won't make a movie out of it. I mean, it seems very doable, right? Like,
I feel like of all of the franchises, you know, because they did Warcraft, right?
Yeah.
And while it didn't have like critical success, Overwatch is an entirely different beast, and it's also incredibly like Pixar movie.
Yeah, you can get the kids to fucking watch that real quick.
I mean, when they introduced Overwatch, that whole thing was like
definitely
knocking on Pixar's door. Like, it was really good, you know. I think that they could do because what a lot of people did with Team Fortress is there's just so many Team Fortress shorts. They're just called Team Fortress stories. There's so many of them, and like 90% of them are not made by Valve. They're made by fans. So, but in this case, you would want Blizzard to do those because they're so good at doing the animation stuff, right?
The only thing I see that it's going to take Blizzard a long time to basically get the animators to make a fully animated Overwatch movie.
Yeah.
And they would need funding from somebody, basically.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if Netflix, like, decided to produce, a
Netflix original Overwatch the movie.
Yeah. That would be really cool. I can see that sort of thing happening, but somebody would have to produce it.
Yeah.
That's not Blizzard.
Well, I'm going to break a little bit from the Blizzard stuff. I think there was a rumor going around, Ubisoft had met with Netflix to make a Assassin's Creed series for Netflix. Yeah, I think it probably was Assassin's Creed. I can't imagine any other thing that they turn into a show.
It's kind of ballsy considering the movie isn't out yet.
Yeah, but they're definitely putting all their
eggs in one basket.
Eggs in one basket. Yes. I lost my way there.
I was looking for a way to bring it back to taking
someone
out back.
God damn it! Taking a dog out back and shooting it, paying the consequences for it.
Old Yellow.
And then the next character of Overwatch comes out, they're gonna take Sombra out back and shoot her.
Oh, that's horrible.
So,
Sombra counter.
So the other big...
That's what Zarya's doing. That's what she's planning.
Yeah.
To take her back.
Take her out back and shoot her.
Back and
put two in her head, one in the chest.
Face off.
Two in the head, one in the chest, and pay the consequences for it or get away with it. Who knows?
Give her a quarter. Leave it on the...
Oh, there you go.
Call someone who cares.
A calling card.
Yeah.
The other, I guess, really big, depending on what your taste is and like esports and stuff like that, but the big news is that there's an Overwatch League. But the way they're handling it is ambitious, to say the least, I think. And it seems like they might get this right for shooters, because for a lot of there's like there's an ESL league for CS:GO, which is successful in Europe, not necessarily here. I used to watch them all the time, And they had the Major League Gaming stuff, but that's kind of dying down. They had, Call of Duty is a big one, obviously the big one, but it's not Call of Duty. The one thing that Activision has never been able to successfully do is really penetrate esports with their games. And you think they would be able to because their games are massive, right? But it seems that Blizzard is gonna really do it well.
That's the one thing that Blizzard is surefire doing with almost all of their IP is adding esports to it, and they're trying to basically like corner the market. They're trying to be at the same level as like League of Legends World Tournaments and Dota World Tournaments, and but with their different games. They're also doing the same thing for the one for our next topic, which is Heroes of the Storm. Mm-hmm. But like the fact that there's people already gathered that Overwatch was going to have an esports scene just because of the nature of it. Yeah. But I think Blizzard may really just do it well, considering it's an FPS. And like FPS tournaments, they really haven't been as big ever.
They're not. They exist, but they don't have the audience's eyes like League of Legends or Dota, right? Like that doesn't exist for it. And I think that the argument that a lot of people would make is like, it's not actually fun watching people play a shooter because shooters are never made necessarily with esports in mind. And you think about MOBAs, it's like, well, the camera stuff is like, that's a very spectator friendly game, right?
It's a spectator sport. Yeah, the thing is with Overwatch is that Overwatch is really entertaining to watch.
It's very pretty too. It's very colorful. It pops.
Very colorful. There's like crazy shit happens all the time in Overwatch, which is probably something that Blizzard has suddenly realized in the esports scene is that when unexpected things happen on a game that looks very good, like people start tuning in.
Yeah.
Because there's the same thing with Hearthstone. Like Hearthstone actually has a pretty big competitive scene.
Yeah. And it's a very spectator friendly thing.
Yeah.
Because
people
it's a fixed camera.
Yeah. People love watching Hearthstone. Yeah. Like there's a streamer named Capello who is always at the top of Twitch. He has 20,000 people at a time always watching him play Hearthstone. Mm-hmm. And that, like, 20,000 people is a lot, Yeah. Those Hearthstone tournaments, while they're not as big anymore, but for different reasons.
But they still happen. They still
gather, they still gather audiences. Like, good chunks of audiences. And that's the same thing that Overwatch has going for it. Like, it's really fun to watch because, I've seen clips of, like, Roadhog jumping over the well in the middle of that one map and then grabbing a Pharah from the sky with his hook and then dragging her down into the well with him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's so cool.
The amazing one that I saw was a Mei putting up her wall into the well and then Graviton Surge at the very tip of the wall, and all the enemies just get pulled in and then just... Oh my god, that's horrible.
That's some crafty stuff right there.
And I think that's something that, like you've already said, you've explained it very well. But that's probably a good reason why a lot of these other bigger shooters, because I think Call of Duty is the biggest shooter of all time, right? Despite what we think of it or not. But it's not fun to watch because it's like it's just another shooter. It's just a bland map, and this is not to be offensive to the people that made it, but it's a bland map. It's buildings. It's
running
boring
and
colors
and
running and gunning. And for a while I thought that maybe Titanfall can the first Titanfall could maybe mix things up a bit because it's traversability. But that feels good when you're playing it, not necessarily watching it. And it makes it so much more fun when characters have abilities and you can use those abilities in really cool ways, or like exactly what you just said right now, do something outrageous to another character using those abilities that are in game, right? So, and this is the thing, also something that we've seen before is that there's been more recently shooters have come out prepped for esports, which I think is a bit premature. We saw that with Halo 5. I remember when they announced Halo, or when they showed Halo 5 multiplayer for the first time, they had a pre-recorded match played and they had 2 shoutcasters, commenting over it. And I thought, honestly, this is not the best way to show Halo 5. let people want to see the game, show the game first, let people play the game, let there be an audience first, and then let esports naturally come into the game, into the realm of the game. And I think that's something that they've had a problem with that, and I think that also Ubisoft had a problem with that also with Rainbow Six Siege, which at the beginning it was like, this is going to be an esports game. It's like, it's not. Like, it's not a thing. There is a small audience for it, but I think that it's important, like, for the longevity of these games, that, yeah, keep esports in mind, but not at the very beginning, because there needs, like I said,
you need to gauge the interest first.
There needs to be an audience for your game first, because if there is no audience for your game first, then you've wasted your time building esports features for a game that no one's going to care about in 6 months.
Yeah, it's like it's actually the same problem that Street Fighter V had. Like, they built that game for competitive play, and that made the casual audience
feel
alienated. Yeah, it made the casual audience suffer because of it, and because of that, they sold garbage. Like, they sold so badly, as in terms of individual sales. However, like, there was already a tournament scene for Street Fighter, and there's a big tournament scene for fighting games that gathers a lot of money. And there's an argument to be made that despite them not selling really well, copies of Street Fighter V, they're still doing really well in terms of the esports scene. It's getting them a lot of money, and it's very successful in that sort of way. And, like, the audience for that is massive. There's like 80, 90,000, like sometimes 150,000 people that turn into Twitch when there's a Street Fighter tournament going on. And that's one example of the other way around, but even then, like, there was already a scene for Street Fighter. Like, they knew that, like, fighting games can be a legitimate esport. You just have to make the right fighting game. So they tailored Street Fighter V to be an esport.
Yeah. Another facet of this Overwatch League, which interests me the most, is, like, obviously you've already seen with how Riot does it, and, like, with MMO, MOBAs and stuff, is that people come together and create a team, right? People from all over the world come together and create their little team, and they have a name for the team, and that's fine, right? Because people do like that. But I think there's a bit of a disconnect, because it's like, oh, well, I like this team, but it's not like someone from Texas liking the Cowboys, right? Because they're from the region. And it seems like they're going to try something very ambitious, which is something that already exists in professional physical sports today, right?
Sport.
Yeah, which is teams by regions. And I think that's very smart, because it makes the audience more invested, because someone can say, someone could be interviewed and say, oh, well, our team, hey, the word we will come out and say, our team in San Antonio or our team in Los Angeles. Like, that sounds so much better than, it's just relatability, I think.
Right.
And I think that's really smart. And, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, when you can gather, a small community based off of, local teams, it's something that's been done for ages.
Yeah.
Like people from Texas are always going to be proud of the Cowboys,
of course,
and the Texans,
regardless of their their seasons.
Right. And like when they do really well, it's a point of pride for that place.
Yeah. You represent where you live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, by splitting into regions, you then are able to, like, oh, well, these guys are from Austin, and so I want to support my Austinite players. Like, you can do that now, because this team is from Texas.
Austin.
Yeah, So
the Texas Rattlesnakes versus, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Like, that's something that's been in traditional sports forever.
Yeah.
And like when you basically highlight that a team is from somewhere, you basically allow that community to grow and to gain pride, and to basically support those people. So,
and I think what it can even do, and even if it's like on the bandwagon, but there could be people that don't even play games, and they hear their friends talking about
Well,
this team.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, imagine it appearing on ESPN and like Team Texas gearing up to fight, you know, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
In Overwatch and what? Oh, they have sections now.
Yeah.
They have regions. They're fighting. Oh, this looks interesting. That's very colorful. Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's stuff happening.
Yeah,
here.
this looks fun. Maybe I should buy this game.
I should buy the game,
know?
which it comes down to it. Also, I mean, the way I don't remember the details. I did read that article though. Is that the way they're setting up? Is that like literally, if you live in a region where these teams are had, you can go and have the tryout, which is like how football does it, right? Or like American football. It's like there are summer camps, and there's like this whole weekend where if you're just a regular Joe that thinks you can play good football, there's a camp for you, and then you could be drafted or whatever it's called, right? And that seems to be the case for that here, and that's awesome because I think a lot of people, you know, in our demographic and younger, who play these games, a lot of them don't actually see themselves ever playing something like this professionally, but when they have the outlet to do so, it just makes it, not only does it make them want to play the game more, but it's going to get other people into the idea of saying, oh man, they have this, I could be a professional in this game. Let me try this game out. Let me buy it. Right. So I think that it's a circle of life. Like I think they're going to nail it. And I think that esports, for the FPS genre is going to be a thing. Maybe not now, but like next year. But they also had like a World Cup for the game, and they had like nations fighting against each other, and I thought that was pretty cool. I don't remember who won. But the trailer for it, they had I don't remember her name, the American very famous, successful tennis player.
Oh,
jeez,
Serena Williams.
Yeah, they had her open up, and like she's some kind of like ambassador for the whole esports thing, which is that's kind of a big get, right? So that's super cool because like now it's only recently that you've seen like professional sport team associations come in and buy like esports teams, right? That's happened a couple times now with basketball teams. I think it was like the Niners that they bought some Dota team or something, which is like, that's the thing that's happening. Doesn't Shaq own Shaquille O'Neal owns he owns an esports team.
He might, yeah, that sounds plausible.
So the fact that they're doing this now at the beginning of era of FPS esports is good. That's a good way to just hit the ground running, right? So not that I'd ever want to compete at that level. I don't think I'd ever be able to, but I would. This is like an esport that I think I could be really into. So I look forward to seeing what happens with that.
Overwatch is fun to watch, so
it is.
It's fun to Overwatch.
Actually, now every time I play XCOM and I go into Overwatch, it has a whole nother meaning now. Yeah.
Speaking of esports,
yes.
their Blizzard's other less popular child.
Come on, they're all popular.
Heroes of the Storm, not
oh,
super.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were gonna say Hearthstone. I'm sorry.
No, that's the other esport.
Sure.
But I want to transition into Heroes of the Storm because they are also getting a big tournament scene upgrade.
Okay.
Like they're I think they're doing like the same Overwatch model if I'm correct.
By region?
It's by region.
Smart.
You know, you can go try out at certain places, and but not only that, but they're increasing the prize pool significantly.
For the
the prize pool for next year is going to be 1.5 million.
Yeah. It's a big get.
Which it's going to.
It's $1 million.
It's definitely going to encourage more teams to show up. And then like the way that they're setting up like the ranking system, that was another big thing. I think they announced it this before BlizzCon, but they basically they're making it hyper competitive where like the top 10 teams they basically like they have to compete within their own regions, and if you're at the bottom of that top 10, somebody can come and sweep in and kick you out of top 10. Yeah. And like the top 10 people, they get salary from Blizzard. So it's going to be even more cutthroat than it already is.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few very interesting things coming to Heroes of the Storm. One who is technically already out in the PTR, which is King Varian Rin. who's a Warcraft character. Mm-hmm. And the next one is, the one coming next month, I believe, is Ragnaros, Firelord, who is also a really interesting character. Yeah, Ben and I decided to play Heroes of the Storm yesterday.
Okay.
Because I showed him Varian Rin and Ragnaros, and they look really cool. And I want to get gold to buy at least one of them.
I got you. How much gold is each?
10,000.
Okay.
All new characters are always 10,000.
Always 10,000.
Yeah. Well, they're 15,000 when they first come out.
Okay.
But that's so that not everybody gets them
right away.
So that you don't see
just
Sombra v
everybody
Sombra 66.
Yeah. So they other than the esports and the new heroes, which actually the Varian and Ragnaros got their own cinematic for Heroes of the Storm, which is new. That's something that they haven't
done before.
They've done
They don't do
little
super often.
Yeah, they've done little videos and highlights and cool stuff like that. But this one was a legit cinematic showcase.
Well, it's probably because it's at Blizzcon.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. So yeah, Heroes of the Storm is hopefully gonna have a boost in its esports scene.
Yeah,
because it's not a very big one right now.
I mean, compared to the big two, right? So...
Right, and compared to the other Blizzard esports scenes, it's very small. Mm-hmm. But this new esports boost that they're doing, it might help them out quite a bit. Yeah. And I don't think Heroes is doing bad by any means.
But there is not a lot of growth. From where it is now.
But there's not a lot of growth. It's very much like the same people always watching, always buying. So hopefully something happens with that, because Heroes is a really fun game.
Yeah.
And it's a really accessible, and it's pretty fun to watch too. I know the tournaments, they get decent numbers.
Yeah.
Not as big as StarCraft or Hearthstone.
Yeah.
But they get the right numbers.
Actually, something that I forgot to mention about Overwatch, in terms of how professional players get paid and stuff, it seems that something that they're doing differently is that with most other MOBAs or even StarCraft, there is no actual salary, right? It's basically based on your wins, and that for Overwatch, they have one of the temples is stability, so it's not based on you only get paid. Overwatch professional players are not going to only get paid by their wins. It's going to be professional sports based, right?
It's the same thing with like I said, with Heroes.
With Heroes,
the top 10 players are going to be paid yearly, or the top 10 teams are going to be paid every month. To continue their to help them out.
Being number 10. Keep being number 10.
Because as luxurious as being a professional, being an esports player is. A lot of it, a lot of people, and I've seen, this is a regular thing, retire very early because it's not something, it's kind of like actual sports, or at least in soccer. Players maybe last 10 to 15 years, from their early 20s. Some of them could barely make it to 35 or 36 years old.
It's because you have faster reflexes when you're younger.
Of course, that too. I think for soccer in particular, the oldest I've seen is goalkeepers, because goalkeepers stay in place, and I'm not discounting them, but the oldest I've seen is 45, which is impressive for the sport. But stability can probably keep people in longer, maybe, because you hear about all the time. It's it's over. There's no money in it. I'm not really making anything off of it.
I believe Cloud9 has won the Heroes tournaments years running, and suddenly they have no Heroes team.
Yeah,
you don't see them anywhere in Heroes of the Storm, at least. In other venues, they surely have teams, but for some reason, I haven't seen or heard mention of Cloud9 for over a year since they won the last tournament.
I think that's a really good way to go about it if you want to successfully, put Overwatch on that esports pedestal. Was there anything else?
Not in terms of Heroes of the Storm.
Okay.
Yeah, they announced 2 new heroes, which is cool. They're really cool heroes. And they just expanded more on how 2017 is going to be a lot bigger for the esports scene in terms of Heroes of the Storm and their other stuff.
Yeah. What about Hearthstone. There is a new
expansion. There's a new expansion.
Is that out now or is it coming?
It's coming early December.
Right.
Which means I have to do my my monthly grind
Binge.
the fuck out of gold so that I can buy packs.
Yeah.
Which is it's a lot better now because they added a bunch of new quests recently that are pretty fun. Mm-hmm. I also made this this amalgam monstrosity rogue deck that's super fun to play. So it's not that bad for me right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the new expansion, which is the Mean Streets of Gadget-san.
Okay, say it again.
The Mean Streets of Gadget-san.
Gadget-san?
Gadget-san.
Gadget-san.
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna have some interesting new mechanics in it, including cards that can be played by 3 different classes.
Right.
Now, typically, you have class cards, you have neutral cards.
Okay.
These new cards, you can put them in any of 3 different classes that they belong to. And this has to do with the crime syndicates that are in Gadget-san. And one of them is for Hunter, Paladin, Warrior, and then they can use a certain type of card called Grimy Goon cards, which is one of the crime syndicates. They're called the Grimy Goons. They're led by a 2-headed ogre named Hancho. The next one are the Lotus. The something Lotus, which those are Rogue, Warlock, and Shaman, I want to say. Maybe not Shaman. Maybe Druid. I think it's Rogue, Warlock, and Druid. Mm-hmm. Or was Rogue... I don't remember them exactly, but basically, they use a certain type of card. They're led by... I don't think they've named him yet, but some troll potion maker who's crazy. And then the last ones are, the Magic Faction.
Right.
The cards so far... Right, because they've been slowly releasing a trickle of cards since BlizzCon. Really, that's the model that they've done for the longest time, right?
Yeah.
They announce it, they release a trickle of cards until the faction actually comes out. The cards so far look really interesting. The meta had become stale again since the last expansion, which
what was the last one? It was the
One Night. It's One Night in Karazhan.
Yeah, the party.
Yeah. Which. Released cool cards, but none of them were meta changing.
Right.
They didn't really do anything to switch up the thing, the players. Priest got shafted again because their cards weren't very good, and their Priest was struggling inside of the ranked scene. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, this one might actually shake things up significantly. Priest is going to get some crazy good cards, which will definitely boost them up, which was going to be unfortunate because a lot of people are going to want to play Priest, which means that you're going to be playing nothing but Priest for a while.
Right.
If you want to make another deck, you got to make sure that it counters Priest for at least a good chunk of time. But yeah, the Mean Streets of Karazhan looks pretty cool.
What's the release for that?
They've only said early December.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's going to be within the first or second week.
Sure.
Ooh, Christmas time.
Yeah, pretty much. And
cold weather is a good time to sit outside and play
on your tablet.
Play on your tablet, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing about Mean Streets of Gadget-san is going to be basically this solidifies that every year there's going to be 3 expansions, which is good because
it needs it.
Anything it does, it really does. Anything less and the meta just becomes completely stale.
Yeah.
And the way that the card games works right now is that there's a rotation. The cards from the last 2 years are what basically exemplifies the meta. That's what's in rotation. The cards from the last 2 years. Which means that at the end of the 2-year period, there'll be 6 different expansions that you can choose from in terms of using cards for your decks.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. That's going to be at least 1,000 cards per 2 years that you can play.
So how long do you think they'll keep that up though?
Oh.
It's been out since what? Hearthstone's been out since 2013 then, right?
2000
Announced 2012.
2012.
Okay.
Because the technically if you include the beta,
yeah,
it's 2012 when it started.
Yeah.
I think it took off 2013. But
Nearly 4 years then.
yeah, it's nearly 4 years. They still have a lot that they can do.
Yeah.
They still have a lot of mechanics to explore, a lot of different dungeons that they can use.
Because it is set in the Warcraft universe.
It's
right?
set in the Warcraft universe. Yeah. There's a lot that they can do with Hearthstone, and like if they ever really get a significant drop of players, they can do the radical thing, which is to add another class. Like if people brought if the Hearthstone devs brought Death Knights as a class, like I'd jump back on that shit immediately.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the thought of being a Death Knight in Hearthstone with a cool new mechanic and cool new cards, you know, and they have 2 other classes that they can do that from now. They can put in monks and they can put in demon hunters also. On top of that, say shit gets really wild. Like, say, like, they have, like, a catastrophic drop in numbers. They could suddenly do interdimensional Hearthstone and be, like, Heroes of the Storm, where they bring in StarCraft cards and they bring in Diablo cards. And, you know, there's a lot that they can do, to be honest.
I mean, something that I've always loved about, even though I don't play a lot of Blizzard games, is that all of them connect, not necessarily connect directly in some way, but they're all they find a way to connect all their games, right? Like, oh, these characters are going to show up here, these characters are going to show up there. They'll make appearances here and there.
Like this this security guard is going to be playing Hearthstone during the Overwatch trailer.
I mean, Heroes of the Storm is basically Blizzard, Blizzard MOBA.
Yeah,
you know,
was it Heroes of the Storm is the nexus that brings everything together. Yeah. So
they did real quick. They did start putting in Overwatch characters, though, right?
Yeah,
there's
so
Tracers
far
in there.
They have Tracer and Zarya.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, like Hearthstone can continue, man.
Oh yeah,
like they can still do a lot with the game, and there's no right now. Like people are kind of like
waning a little bit.
People get tired of the meta, right?
Sure.
Because when Blizzard fucks up the meta, things get stale.
Yeah.
Like really stale. Like for the past year and a half, well not year and a half, maybe for the past year, it's been nothing but fucking shamans at the top of the ladder. You know, it's just nothing but mid-range shaman decks. You literally, they made it so that nothing counters things that decks that counter shamans are bad against other decks.
Yeah.
So there's no point in making a counter shaman deck.
Right.
You know, and then like One Night in Karazhan gave shamans even better cards that they didn't need, and they shafted everybody else pretty much. So like when they fuck up they fuck up royally, and it sucks. Thankfully, like there's still ways to like have fun with things.
Get around it.
Like I made I made an abomination rogue deck that takes 3 different game mechanics and smushes them all together. And it wins. Like, it wins me games, and it's fun.
Right.
Like, I love playing it, because that's still fun for me. It doesn't matter if there's, like, an OP shaman, like, when I can bullshit my way through the game, you know? Like, basically, with a new set coming out, like, it's due to shake up the meta. Hopefully it fixes Arena, too, because Arena is a little jank right now.
Right.
And of course, there's the new Heroes Brawl that came out, which you basically buy a $10 ticket into like a tournament thing, and if you win 10 games, you get like gigantic prizes.
Okay, yeah,
which
cool.
is a new
feature.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. But right now, yeah, it's exciting. You know, as I love Hearthstone, it's a cool card game.
It is a cool card game. Yeah, for sure.
And a new expansion, it will always bring me back, and it's like, well, all right, I guess I'll do the fucking grind.
Right. I mean, I continuously go back and forth on whether I should like start playing it, because I did start at one point. I told you was it 6-7 months ago maybe, but I never got into it. But I do want to. Maybe I just need someone to teach me. It's
pretty simple when you get down to the basics.
Sure.
The only thing which isn't terrible, it's not terrible for newbies right now, because you get a lot of free packs and you get a lot of help. But like, because of the state of ranked, it's not super fun for newbies. Like, you have to grind it out
Yeah.
in order to get the good cards that you want.
And I would imagine it's just like most of the multiplayer games that are not necessarily CCGs, where it's like you're kind of playing this game real late, and in a multiplayer game, it's like the only people left playing it are the hardcore players, or most of the people playing it now are hardcore. You know,
I think Hearthstone does have still a big casual audience.
Okay,
because
yeah.
it's like being a free-to-play Hearthstone player can be tedious,
Yeah.
but eventually, you start opening good cards, and you know what deck you want to make. And
plus, like you said, it opens it being free opens it up to people that probably wouldn't usually play the game. Also,
What I'm really hoping that they do is the same thing that they did with Whispers of the Old Gods, where at the start of the expansion, they're like, hey, you can do these 2 quests and you get like 13 free packs.
right,
And that helps so much.
right.
Like, it helps a lot. I don't think they're going to do the same thing with, like, oh, well, here's a free legendary Cthulhu and a card that synergizes with it. But it would be nice if they did the whole, like, hey, free packs, come play our game.
That would make sense. Like just like what they did with Warcraft, where it's like now you can play when they first went like when they first had the first 1 to 20, like you can play for free until level 20 or something. That's at some point that's something that they would do with all their games. I would imagine if they were waning off their audience. I think. Yeah, but that's cool. I mean, honestly, again, I don't play a lot of Blizzard games, right? I have in the past, right? I really like StarCraft and Diablo and stuff like that, but it's if anything, even as not a huge Blizzard fan, not because I don't want to be, because it's just I didn't play those games. BlizzCon seems such a cool thing to go to now.
Yeah.
It looks so like everything I've seen about it or heard about it's like, man, that sounds like something I would do like if I didn't go to PAX one year or something. Assuming I could get the tickets, because it seems like they sell out just as quickly as they do for PAX.
Oh, yeah, they definitely, you have to be on your toes to get.
And they're a little
BlizzCon
pricier,
tickets.
from what I understand.
And they are a little pricier.
Yeah. But I heard that the swag bag this year included a Stein, which looks super cool.
They actually give you a Stein every year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't remember what the goodie bag was this time around, and I usually know because Jesse Cox opens it up. But I know for sure last year, like, they gave you a Stein, which they give a bunch of cool pins. They gave you a lot of game codes. Was it last year they gave you an inflatable Reinhardt hammer?
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. There was a mask of something.
Okay.
You get like a little figure. They give you a lot of really
cool stuff,
you know. So it's worth that like $90 that it, $120 that it takes to get a BlizzCon ticket.
Penny Arcade, pay attention because their little swag bags are not very good. I mean, you know this.
Yeah, PAX South had bad swag bags.
Yeah, I think the first time I went to Prime is when they had pretty decent like bags. They had like not only did they have Magic card like full sets of Magic cards, but they also had like full expansions for like Cards Against Humanity and stuff like that. But then like in the recent years, it's been like here's teardrops. Yeah. Well, lanyard. I mean, lanyard's a lanyard, right?
Right.
But it's like here, have this coupon for this thing you're never gonna fucking buy. I think I did use a coupon once for something. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I would love to do that some year. But I would like to be more invested in the games because I'm pretty sure it would still be a cool experience. But I would like to be more invested in the game so I can be more immersed in the what's going on around me. I think, but it's cool.
BlizzCon has been in my sights for a very long time, and for a good reason because it's a really cool convention.
I mean, it's everything you play. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, maybe one year we can plan for it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, it all revolves around getting those tickets, though, because I imagine they do sell out very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think that pretty much covers BlizzCon.
At least, yeah, that's a good... I think that's a lot of what happened there. Hey, Ben.
Oh.
You here? Do you need a coffee?
Yeah, I need coffee, man.
Okay.
It looks like you need coffee.
You did sleep late, though, granted.
Kind of.
Yeah, I got you. Do you have any final thoughts about the BlizzCon stuff? Like, how does this BlizzCon kind of stack up to like last year's?
Well, it's a good BlizzCon. Nothing super mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. Like Overwatch.
Like Overwatch,
Sure.
Still waiting on Warcraft 4. And you know what they mentioned, like, still hey, we really want to make 4. Warcraft 4, but
have they never gone past? Are they like the ones who have never gone past 3? Oh no.
No, that's Valve.
That's Valve. Is,
No,
Valve doesn't know how to count to 3.
Yeah,
Three.
Valve doesn't know how to count to 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's it was a good BlizzCon.
Sure.
It was really interesting things, really cool things. Nothing super fantastic spectacular, but even then, they announced some pretty cool stuff.
It's a 2-day thing, right? It is 2 days. It's like Friday, Saturday.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It should be. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I think it's a 3-day event.
I think it
Yeah.
is. Because during the Co-optional podcast, the Total Biscuits podcast, Jesse Cox was saying they should extend it another day or something because now that they're doing esports, because I think he said that this is like the first year they've made a big push for esports tournaments at BlizzCon, that a lot of them overlap each other. And it's like, if you want to watch something, you have to decide on which one you want to watch, right? So he made an argument for there being a 4-day thing, but I don't think they'd do that. I think 4 days is stretching for PAX.
Too much.
Yeah.
I think they can do it for a day, but mostly because if they dedicate one day to only the esports scene, they'll get numbers.
Of course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I think they can get away with it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
Well-
also the digital pass you could have gotten.
Yeah, the virtual ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also like, that's like $50-$60, right, for that?
Something like that.
Because
Yeah.
you get
Pricey.
you do also get like a swag bag of sorts.
You get all
A
of
digital
the
swag bag.
digital
Yeah.
ones, all
Which
the
sounds-
digital
which,
codes.
I mean, I guess might be a good deal. I mean, if you're into that stuff.
The real cool thing that I like is that they started doing where you can buy basically a BlizzCon ticket,
Yeah.
but they give you the virtual stuff and then they send you the swag bag.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I wish they would do, not related, but with collector's editions, where if you bought the digital version, they sent you all the other stuff in the mail. Thanks, Capello. That was insightful.
That was Blizztastic.
I'm super excited for the Overwatch stuff, though. Yeah, and I guarantee you, when I get back online, that the first game I'm going to buy is Overwatch.
Overwatch.
That's what I want to play.
Not Vermintide?
I mean, at some point, but the first game I'm going to buy day of, when I get my internet back, is going to be Overwatch.
Switch.
Yeah.
It's fun, dude.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's
I
still,
played
it has
it. It's
it's
great.
something. It's saying something when my younger brother who
doesn't
doesn't
like
play
shooters,
fighting
yeah.
games is still going back. to
I've
it.
already had a couple friends like recently that never played shooters in their lives and that play all kinds of other games, right? Like hardcore Nintendo
Overwatch,
fans, stuff like that.
yeah.
Overwatch. It's like, holy crap, you're playing Overwatch? What's going on with that? Like, I never expected these people to do that. So
It's such
That's
an
really
odd
cool.
thing. Yeah,
yeah, but that's cool because
they
I think
did something right.
the FPS genre needs it. I think it does. It does, and you know what? This year overall is a good year in general for shooters. We got Overwatch, we got Doom. Again, whatever you might think of Call of Duty, the Call of Duty campaign I heard is pretty decent. Battlefield 1's pretty good. You got Titanfall. It's a big year for shooters. I think it's the biggest year since like 2004 when like Halo 2 launched and some other games launched. I think also Half-Life 2 launched at that time, which is huge, right? But I think in terms of other news, I think the only thing I want to touch on very quickly is that at N7 Day, which is the Mass Effect Day, they basically showed off some new Mass Effect Andromeda stuff, which a lot of people have been waiting for a very long time. They've teased it for the past 3 E3s, and have poorly teased it, because there's like, it's like they'd never show anything, and it's like, okay, I thought that this year at E3 they would show something, but they didn't.
To be fair, like, yeah, they always show something N7 Day.
Yeah, you're right, which is what they were waiting for this year, obviously. So, Andromeda is coming out next spring. I don't think it will come out next spring. I think it'll actually be delayed. That's just my opinion on it based on how little information they've fed us in the recent years. But so basically, so you asked me before we started recording, Ben, if this game had anything to do with the previous games, right? There was a trilogy that came out before this. So without spoiling the ending of 3, because they wanted, so something that they said in some of the interviews they did with Game Informer, because GameInformer.com has the coverage for all this stuff. They have the exclusive this month. Is that they wanted to avoid having to deal with the aftermath of Mass Effect 3, right? Because it was very controversial. People did not like the ending to that game at all. There was petitions. It even led BioWare to release a free DLC like alternate ending, which I thought was unnecessary. I didn't mind the ending. So this game takes place between 2 and 3. This is, so basically all of the races, all the alien races and the, obviously the humans, they send out 9 ships, into the, leaving the Milky Way into the Andromeda system, right? And so they're basically looking for new planets to live on, right? Or to expand because they want to get away from the Reapers, who are going to doom the universe, right? And I love the thought of that, like the idea that you're going out to colonize, because you never, in a lot of these like space, like AAA space like operas, you never. It's always usually just like it's just a conflict in space, or like, oh, discovering a new alien. It's never like, let's go look for a new planet to live on because we're dying, you know? I like that concept a lot. So you play a Pathfinder. A Pathfinder is someone that they've chosen that is a scientist, but it's also an expert in combat. And they talked about how there's not going to be like, you're not going to pick a class in this game, which is interesting because on all previous Mass Effects, and even in Dragon Age, you pick a class. So they're trying to like blend it all together, right? So you're like a master of none, jack of all trades, right? Which I think is an interesting kind of way to approach that. But something that so they haven't released a lot of information on all this stuff, but I do like the premise of it. It seems like they're obviously introducing an alien antagonist race in the Andromeda system. But I think that some of the stuff. Did you watch the trailer? Any of you guys watch the trailer?
Yeah, I did watch the trailer.
It seemed like, at least in my mind, as someone who's played all 3 games, is that they're doing what the Reapers were doing to them in the Milky Way. You know, they're looking for a planet to live on, but the alien species who live in this system see them as invaders, right? So I think that's and Mass Effect doesn't shy away from dealing with stuff with race or political strifes and stuff like that. So I would be really interested to see how they handle this stuff. Yeah, you never played any of the Mass Effects, right?
No.
None of you have. One of the comments I did hear was that one of the guys who went to see it from Game Informer said that they got to play like 3 hours worth of snippets of the game, and that it felt a lot like Dragon Age Inquisition, which Dragon Age Inquisition is the first next-gen game that BioWare has done. Right, that came out in 2014, I believe. While I like a lot of the systems in Dragon Age Inquisition, what concerns me is that it's a game about colonization. I want to be able to explore, and the thing that Mass Effect did not get right, in my opinion, is the sense of exploratorium. Like, there was none of it. Like, it felt like you went to a planet, and there were like 3 areas that you can actually look at, kind of like Destiny, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it seems like it's very vast, which it is, but then it doesn't allow you to do anything. And so that's something that I am concerned about for the game. Also, that I hope it's more RPG than shooter, because 2 and 3 were heavy shooter games and less RPG. I mean, I like the trailer. I did like the trailer. I need to see more of it though. But one last thing I'm going to add is that they're bringing back loyalty missions. So they introduced those in Mass Effect 2. So whenever you have a new character that comes into your party, you can gain their loyalty to your cause and to you as a commander or leader. You go through a storyline dealing with their past and stuff, which is not necessarily uncommon in a lot of RPGs. Mm-hmm. But in Mass Effect, they're particularly well made because they could be like expansions of their own. So I'm really looking forward to see them do that again. But
yeah, that stuff is always interesting when BioWare does it. Oh,
it's fascinating. Yeah.
Like that every companion that you have basically has their own story that you play out. Yeah. So
yeah, and the Mass Effect for Mass Effect 2 in particular they were great. The characters were so great, and I look forward to what I loved about Mass Effect really was not even the story; it was just the interactions between the characters. You know, the dialogue tree itself. I love that stuff. I mean, I started loving that stuff when I first played Knights of the Old Republic. You know, that's the first BioWare game that I played, and I fell in love with it. So I look forward to it. I hope that turns out well, and I hope it doesn't get delayed. But unfortunately, I do think it's not. I don't think it's going to commit to its spring release date.
First date.
Yeah, most of them have come out in spring. 2 and 3 came out in spring. The first game came out like in October of 2008, I believe. 2007, I don't remember. So yeah, that was a big thing. There's more information at GameInformer.com/Mass Effect, which I'll add to the show notes. But that's where you're gonna get all the information. Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
It's good to see that Andromeda is at least looking interesting. Graphically, it looks very impressive.
I've seen just a little bit. It was like a guy going down some hallway. It was like hardly anything, but I mean, the newer generation stuff is always, there's always that like one-up game that looks more amazing than everything else.
Yeah. The first 3 games, in terms of like graphic fidelity. They've always looked really good, right? And I think specifically facial expressions because they rely heavily on expression and dialogue have always been really good. The trailer looks fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it looks great, and I'm pretty sure it'll run great on these new systems. I don't know if they've talked about a PC version coming out day and date with the console versions because the first one did not come out on PC right away, and the second and third one didn't either that I know of.
They're not Origins.
So you can pick up two. I think you can pick up 2 and 3 on Steam, but the first one you have to pick up on Origin or something like that. Yeah, because they are EA games. I sometimes tend to forget that they are EA games. And I've said this many times before, but every time, especially since EA acquired the rights to Star Wars, I said, stop doing Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect, but I really want you to do Knights of the Old Republic again. I really, really want that, especially with the tech that they have now compared to that they did in the early 2000s. Oh, that'd be great. But, Mass Effect is a new, it's, in a way, it's the Star Wars of the games industry, right? So, in a certain sense, I think. But, I look forward to seeing more about that. But I think that's it for the news. I don't think there's any more to... I mean, Blizzcon was a big thing, and I think a lot of gaming news has been suppressed by, at least in the US, by the election, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. Was there anything, any story that in passing that you remember that happened this year, since we didn't have an outline this week?
Nothing that comes to mind immediately.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's going to be a VR, a one VR level for Vermintide.
Yeah.
Coming to Oculus? No, Vive. Yeah, that looks cool. And, actually, last week we talked about Turtle Rock doing when they stopped...
Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock. They stopped developing Evolve. Like, they took them off that. And they recently... So I guess the co-founders released an unfinished Left 4 Dead map that they never released, and so it's still there's a lot of code missing and stuff, but it's available for free, and I cannot wait to try that out. Because
for part 2,
for the first game, they made the first game. Valve internal did the second game, but I look forward to playing that at some point. So guys, do you want to play a little game?
Sure.
Okay, because that's what we're gonna do now. And then we're going to get coffee for Ben, because we have something else to record.
Play the game.
Because Ben is going nappy times, and we probably caught at least a couple of his snores on the microphone.
I came back. I'm good.
All right.
What? Ben has fallen asleep and forfeits this game? Well, if you say so, Todd.
No. Oh, no. Oh, save me.
What was it, last week? Last week Sam got 1, right?
I think so.
I think he got 1.
I totally got stumped with the one with Dishonored, because I thought it was Styx.
That's what the one that I got. Little fucking comment.
Because is Corvo really a rat wizard? Does he turn into rats or something?
No, he does not.
No, but rats are a big part of the game, and you can possess rats.
Oh,
yeah. But you're not.
Okay.
I guess that makes you a rat wizard, not a rat wizard.
Yeah,
a wizard of rats, not.
See,
because
don't blame me for that. That's the reviewer. I told you
that is.
Yeah, but the devil is in the pudding or whatnot. You gotta.
Yes, the pudding. There is a devil in my chocolate pudding downstairs somewhere. All right. Well, we have 3 games. We have. Sorry, I was opening up the document because I'm not prepared. No,
Styx the Last Goblin.
Styx is not in any. Is not any of these games.
Dishonored.
I feel like if anybody would be a rat wizard, it would be Styx.
Yeah. Didn't they talk about a sequel coming out soon?
I think there is a sequel coming out soon. Yeah.
Oh, there's also a new Metro game apparently.
Oh yeah, that's
so
right.
The author broke silence. I think he wasn't supposed to do it, but he said hey, there's going to be a new Metro game coinciding with his book coming out next year. But then what's the company? Double A? No. I keep forgetting the guys that make the game, but
Double Fine.
No, Double Fine. Jeez. They said it's not gonna come out until 2018. But oh man, I love those games.
Metro's pretty good.
Metro's great. Yeah. All right, so the first game is recommended with 33.3 hours on record, and posted July 16th of last year, and reads: Imagine for a moment that you were an 8-foot tall earthquake with legs. carrying machine guns made out of jackhammers that shoot solid steel replicas of Mike Tyson's fist. Every step you take, blank heads explode underfoot like grapes. And the soundtrack is a CD titled The Greatest Hits of DACA Volume 1. Now that's what we call heresy. Do you want me to read that again?
DACA?
No. Oh, okay. It's
This is Super Space Marines.
Warhammer
40K.
Space Hulk,
No.
Ultramarine.
Ultramarine is probably it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you, but it's just Space Marines.
Just Space Marine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warhammer 40K Space
DACA.
Marines, which I played on PS3 because it was one of the first PS Plus games, and I liked it. It was it was an okay Gears of War.
It was interesting. Yeah.
I love the way he describes.
There's a new one coming out that looks super
really
good.
But like
Yeah.
one of these games.
Yeah, it's called Deathwing,
Ooh.
and you basically you take part in the Deathwing squad, which is basically they strap 100 Marines into a drill missile in space, and they launch you into another ship, and then
It's like kooky
You're
shit, man.
infiltrators, pretty much.
you're infiltrators, and you go
Fuck.
and you clear the
Trojan-
ship from the inside, and it looks good.
Okay.
It looks really
Do you
good.
know if it's the same devs that made the Space Marine?
I don't think so.
Because I thought Space Marine was actually it's an underrated like B game.
Because I think it's by the people who made Gothica.
Okay. Wow.
Or at the very least, it's in the Gothica line.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way they portray Space Marines in that game was interesting. Because they're like revered as gods or something almost. At least that I remember.
Space Marines?
Yeah.
The Space Marines, they're like the
I think one
highest.
was a small army or something like that. Or
Yeah, like
equivalent.
Basic
one
yeah.
one Marine is the equivalent of having 10,000 soldiers.
It's ridiculous.
They work for gods.
The thing is that they need to be that strong because there's some nasty shit in the universe, man.
Those orcs, man. Aside from the orcs.
Those Skavens.
The second review I'm going to read for kicks was just simply Buzz Lightyear Simulator. You think you would have gotten that one?
Buzz Lightyear.
You should have started with that. Just
I know.
Just to stump us. Like,
Yeah,
go
like
to the
that.
second one.
That is kind of stumpy.
Stumpy.
The third one I'm going to read just for kicks also. Follow the amazing tale of Colonel Buff McHugelarge as he progresses down elevators, up elevators, through doors, through other doors, and fights many orcs. Be wary, for Colonel Buff McLargehuge's weaknesses are bomb squigs, something that there will be about 50 of per area you enter.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Quest for Large is never done.
Buff McLarge huge.
So Capello it has one right now. The second one, the second game, I'm gonna choose which. I need to think about which one I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. It's gonna be
Vermintide.
no.
This is the Warhammer edition.
God, I want to play the game so bad. This game is not recommended, with 6.5 hours on record, posted June 21st of this year, and reads: if blank is the original Star Wars trilogy, then blank is a cell phone recording of the Phantom Menace in theaters. I'm going with Stumpy first.
That's pretty stumpy.
It's so the two blanks are two different series.
Okay.
So think about that for a second.
I'm guessing the second blank is then this is blah blah blah.
Yes. Yeah. The second blank is the game in question.
Blah. I'm gonna say we can't make any actual guesses from here because this is the stumper.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's stumpy.
All right, next game. Next review.
The stumper.
Which maybe this one might give it away, depending. It's recommended. This one is a recommended, with 7.5 hours on record, posted June 21st of this year as well, and reads: a small loan of $4 million.
Fuck.
So like election simulator.
No.
That's a long shot. Huh. A small loan of $4 million.
Yeah.
I guess the game went through a Kickstarter, got $4 million, and was a complete dog shit.
It's a Kickstarter game. You got. That's a hint.
Huh. I mean, I'd say Broken Age because that made $4 million, but that wasn't a bad game.
It was not a bad game at all.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Huh. God
Son
damn
of a
it!
bitch.
I get it from the
Son of a
fucking
fucking
Kickstarters that I've
There's
seen.
so many of them.
Yeah, there's so many.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the third one. Maybe.
Oh, hold up.
Maybe.
Hold up. Hold up.
Okay. All right.
Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay. I'm holding.
Hold it.
It's held.
DJ Jesus, stop the clock.
Okay. Are you gonna say it?
I'm thinking of the name.
Well, okay. Now you have to hold it. All right.
No, I don't want to hold it. You hold it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say the next review. Okay.
Son of a bitch. It's always the name, Capello. I have it. It's in my head. It's being played.
That's the whole point of the game.
The trailer is being played in my head right now.
Really? This is the thing. There was a lot of reviews that were really well written, but I thought I would give it away right away.
Hold up.
So I didn't pick any of those. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds
dude.
to think, because I gotta move on.
Go to the next one.
Okay,
Fuck.
okay. This one is also not recommended, so clearly people didn't like this game.
No one did.
With 7.3 hours on record, posted June 23rd of this year as well, and simply reads, "It was better than nothing."
It was better than nothing.
Good. Fuck. I can tell you the name of the main character. I can tell you the name of the second character if you want, but I don't know the fucking title of the fucking game.
It's not coming to me at all.
I picked a really cryptic reviews, I think, for this one.
I mean, Ben got it.
Okay, Ben, tell me what since this
Beck.
Beck?
Main character is Beck. Little girl's called Caw. Beck and Caw. A shitty Mega Man.
Oh, Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9. That's what it always was.
He's
Beck
gonna-
and Caw.
God
He's
damn it.
gonna get that one because
Fine.
he named it.
Give it to him.
Oh, it was better than nothing. I get
Better
it
than
now.
nothing.
And $4 million loan.
I get it.
So the
Okay.
blank review.
Beck and Caw. Capello. You
Beck
get
and-
ha ha. Beck and Caw.
I didn't know the names of the characters.
Rock
but,
and roll.
but that second review was fill in the blanks. If Mega Man is the original Star Wars trilogy, then Mighty Number 9 is a cell phone recording of Phantom Menace in the theaters.
I wanted to say Red Ash because that's the only thing I could connect it to. You remember Red
That's
Ash?
a savage
Yeah.
review right there.
That is a savage review.
Let it be savage.
Very good, very good.
Mighty
Last
Number,
one.
go fuck yourself.
That's going to be the name of this podcast. Mighty Number, go fuck yourself. Last review. Last game, I should say. First review is recommended with 20.4 hours on record and posted January 11th of 2015 and reads, "It's like someone put Fable and Skyrim in a blender, except they forgot to put the top on and a quarter of it sloshed over the edge and spilled out. Then they added some fatalities from Mortal Kombat in for some reason." I'll read it again.
I already know this fucking game.
Oh, but you don't know the name.
So like,
Take a guess. If you have it in your head, just take a guess.
Hold up.
This is
like
not a. This is
fucking
not a.
Darker. Is it Dark Arisen?
No.
No,
Is
it's
that
not
what it
Dark
is? No,
Arisen.
okay.
It's
I was looking through reviews of that one. I was thinking about picking that game.
Have you guys played it? It has to do with the strings of fate and bullshit. And
I have played.
You have the ability to end fates.
I have
before.
played the game, but I don't remember anything about
It
it.
doesn't sound familiar.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
wait, is that Kingdoms of Babylon?
Kingdom
Yes.
of Amalur.
Ah.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
I always
It's like-
get them.
I
I know
thought-
them. It's just I fucking
You
go
just
fuck
can't
yourself, dude. Names. I can't name right now.
Yeah, it's because the thing is, I thought of Kingdoms of Amalur because of the Mortal Kombat fatalities at the end, like a RPG with Mortal Kombat fatalities. So
The game has overwhelmingly positive reviews, so a lot of people did like the game.
you
I
know
like
what?
okay, it's not bad.
a good game.
Yeah,
the thing is that it fell a little short. That's the only problem.
Yeah. The second review is great game. It plays like World of Warcraft by yourself without the hotkey rotation. Yeah. So Capello clean sweep for the first time ever in Steaming reviews. There's clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some.
No, it's all good.
No, you were sleepy. You are sleepy.
No, I know the games. It's just I don't know the fucking titles. All right.
We need like a red buzzer so that Ben, like, hey, either of us have like a chance to stop the thing. You know what? I know this. Mine.
We need to.
This is mine. This is my ship now.
We need to do something like that. Yeah.
We could just get flashlights and point them at Todd whenever we have it.
Just shine them right into Todd's
No,
eyes.
well, like it still makes the.
Yeah. add the sound effect into the show.
Yeah.
Get a bell.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And throw it at top.
Or have your phones on and have one of those air horn kind of like apps. Bwah, bwah, bwah.
Wah, wah, wah. And then throw the phone at Todd.
I have a fucking answer for you.
You're really violent towards Todd today.
Look,
No, first against my dog, and then
look. I knew 2 of the fucking titles, alright?
I know you had them. I knew you had my number 9. You had it on the tip of your fucking tongue.
I knew it the moment you said a small loan of $4,000. I was like, son of a fucking bitch.
You could give the first one to Ben because I think he said Warhammer before I did.
He
it's
did
just
say
that
Warhammer.
I said. I didn't even say Space Marine.
I
just went
don't
through
want
all
pity.
the fucking...
I don't want this pity right now.
But you took that one.
But he's gonna use this to fuel him forward. So next week he's a close sweep
You're
on
gonna
you.
sweep me next week.
Next week
Ben.
I'm just gonna yell Vermintide.
You're gonna one of them has to be Vermintide.
There was some really great Final Fantasy
Vermintide,
reviews.
Sticks,
But I just
Rocket League.
I just couldn't know. Rocket League.
Rocket League.
You should say Rocket League because that's the one you forgot the most. That's the one that tortured you.
That one's slipped me twice
It
already.
did. Yeah, last week too. Sammy got that one, I think. But we are done for this.
Grand Theft Auto,
5.
Ico, Gears of the 3,
Oh, Gears of War.
Halo 7.
They should have just called Gears of War 4 Gears of 4.
Gears of War.
Like Too Fast, Too Furious.
Like a team of 4 people.
Yeah, basically.
Gears of War.
So, we're not talking about what the games we've been playing and stuff. We'll save that for the next show, or the next segment that's going to be recorded separately. So if you want to hear that and talk about shit, you can do that. In the meantime, if you're not going to do that, I'm just going to quickly say, it's been a stressful week for a lot of people, and specifically in the United States, because, we got a fascist in office. This is my opinion, of course. This is the thing. I've had my emotional reaction to it because I actually was really stressed out that day. I remember coming back from voting, and I was sitting on the porch updating my Twitter feed, and that's torturous. Don't do that to yourself ever. And I would just say that video games are a great way to escape the problems of the real world, even though in a lot of times there is such a thing as too much. I think, but I think in this case, this weekend. Sit down and play a video game for a little while. Escape. But I'm going to say real quick, if you want, also, I don't know if the game's going to be free when this episode's uploaded, but the guys, Fulbright is giving away Gone Home for free this weekend as a way to, like, alleviate or, like, because there's a lot of hate going on right now and their game's about love, so that's really cool. You can go to itch.io.
Itchy.io.
Itchy.io to pick that up. And also, if you're in the opposite end and you want to play a game that kind of talks about these topics, play something like Papers, Please, or something, so you can understand the stuff that some people are feeling right now, right? Mm-hmm. And just know that you are loved. People care about you, and everything will be just fine. Go play some video games.
I think this is Todd trying to confess his love to Marcos.
What? I'm talking about the election.
Marcos is the most stressed right now because he has a new boss, and his new boss his new boss is an evil dictator. So
he's Saturn.
He's
in fact, I'm pretty sure Marcos is in Russia right now. He's probably like chilling out in Putin's den.
This is gonna be the new code word, Saturn.
Trump and Putin are buddy.
Yeah,
they're gonna have a buddy comedy soon
about
about the president.
Those
of the
memes,
United
man.
States.
like the Obama Biden memes. Now it's gonna be Trump and
Putin.
Putin.
That's the Hollywood couple mix. Trump Putin.
We're gonna stop now just for our own sakes. Y'all have a good week. And we'll see you next week.
See you later, Trump Putin.